happening to me. Not an end, not a beginning, but at last I knew what I needed. And I knew where to look for it.
Right, my lovelies, lords, lads, dudes, and sugars. How is everybody doing on this Wednesday? We are in the middle of the week, babies. Hey, we're at the finish line almost. That's good. Hope everybody's doing good today. All right, so first, I know when I write, right? You love it. No, first we're going to get into a little housekeeping. I feel this is important. And, so I'm starting with a little housekeeping action, guys. All right. And I was thinking about how I was going to put this to you without coming off as an asshole, which I'm not trying to do. That is not my intention here, is to be an asshole. And, well, not in this one, at least. Some yes, but not to my garden. All right? Not necessarily. No, not to my garden, right? So, but what I'm noticing more and more, it seems, with more frequency, is that, and this is going to be an ask, okay? So, look, and I'm not singling anybody out. Don't take this personally, all right? This is a general statement, all right? But what I'm noticing more and more lately, and this is okay, all right? But I just want you to consider this. And I know your intention, and I'm given the benefit. I know people's intentions are good here, and that's what I'm going with, all right? But what I'm noticing more and more is that you're leaving me links, okay, to other people's videos that you want me to watch. That's okay. Okay, that's all right. All right? I want you to keep this in mind, though. A lot of the links that you're giving me, all right, are from big creators, okay? Bigger, much bigger channels than mine here. Like 10 times the size of mine. And so it's starting to kind of get a little, how do I put this? A little bothersome to me in a way. A little bothersome. Not that the fact that you want me to see certain things. That doesn't bother me. Of course, I welcome that. All right? But I want you to keep in mind here. What I'm feeling here with this is that we're promoting things here. When you want me to see certain things, I understand that. I get that, and I welcome that, for sure. But also, though, what's going on, though, when you're putting a link on my video to a channel that is 10 times the size of mine, I mean, hey, that's some good promotion. It really is, on a channel that is huge to begin with. So, here is my ask. If you're going to do that, fine. But what I ask of you then in return is you reciprocate. So what does that mean? So that means you take one of my videos, right, and you post it in their chat on one of their videos that you like. That's all I ask. I ask for reciprocation here. Because what's happening here is my channel is not big. And I know it's not about the numbers necessarily. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the principle behind this. So think about it. Think about it. All right. So all I ask here is you take one of my videos that you like, you copy the link to it, and you put it in one of their videos. That's what we call reciprocal promotion. Reciprocal promotion. That benefits my channel, and that benefits the other person's channel. That's all I ask. Because if not, what I'm going to start doing, and I'm being serious about this, if it keeps happening with this much frequency, well, I'm going to say this. I prefer you to email me. That's what I'm going to say here. I prefer that you email me what you want me to see first. And then I will see if I want to look at it and talk about it. That's the way I think I need to do this here. Because, look, I know the intention is good, and I'm not saying it's not. But I want you to consider the principle that I'm talking about here, okay? Yeah. Hey, if I had 50,000 subscribers, I wouldn't give a shit what you did, right? I don't really wouldn't care. But that's not my channel, right? My channel, we're small potatoes here, okay? Small potot. Small potot, baby. That's me, small potot. And so you would actually be helping me out a great deal if you were to do what I'm asking you to do. You would help me out, actually, okay? You'd help the channel out, and you'd help the garden out. So think about that. If you're going to post a link to somebody else's video, especially from a channel that is 10 times bigger than mine, I want you to reciprocate what you're doing then. Because if not, what's going to happen, what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up deleting the shit because I don't, first of all, and here's another thing I want to say. I don't watch a lot of other people's channels. I don't. I think I've said this before a couple times, actually. I do not watch other people's stuff all that often. In fact, it's rare that I really go on to somebody else's channel and watch their shit. It's very rare that I do that. I will do that under certain circumstances. You know, if I'm trying to figure out a certain thing with this case, I will go on other people's channels to get a better understanding. I will do that for sure. But it's not often that I do that. It's not often at all. So I appreciate that you want me to see things. I do. I get it. And they're important to you. And that's important to me. But keep in mind, I rarely go on other people's channels for a reason. There's reasons why I don't do this. Unless I'm trying to figure out something for myself here and I'm stuck. And I will go on other people's channels to get sort of unstuck a little bit, you know, because I get twisted in my thinking. So that's why I will go on others. And I am subscribed to other people's channels. That doesn't mean I go on their channel, though, and watch their shit constantly. You know, that doesn't mean that. Just like some of you are subscribed to my channel, and you probably don't watch half the stuff I put out anyway either. But that's okay, because that's the way it is in YouTube world, right? Just because we subscribe to somebody doesn't mean we're actually watching their content actively. So that's the same way with me, you know, but there's a reason why I do that is because I want to formulate my own theories and my own conclusions about things. And if I'm going on other people's stuff all the time, I'm muddling myself. I'm muddling myself here. I am. I'm muddying my own waters. Now, if I'm really stuck on something and I know this other creator will probably have the information, I will definitely go on there. And I will like the video and I may leave a comment. Yeah, just to show that hey, this is good shit that I just saw. I needed something from it and I got something from it. But again, that's a rarity for me, and I want people to keep that in mind. But if you so here's what I think I want to do with this, guys. If you feel that there's something absolutely necessary that you want me to see, I would just email me first. If you don't email me first and you put the link in one of my videos, then I just ask you to reciprocate my video then to the other creator. Anyway, I think that's fair. You know, again, I'm small potot. And I know it's not about the numbers necessarily, but it's the principle behind what we're doing here. Just keep that in mind. And if you want to actually help my channel and the garden and you, right, or whoever, that would help. That would help. You know? So just keep that in mind. Anyway, I love you. And I'm not saying this to be an asshole. I think I'm being fair with this, and I'm not singling anybody out at all. This is a general statement. Anyway, good. That's just a little housekeeping. Let me get on to what I want to show you then. All right? Look. We're talking about Nunez. We're talking about body cam. Every time I watch it, I'm like, this is not real. This is a reenactment. Every time. My feeling and opinions about it get stronger and stronger and stronger. I want to point out a few things to you. So let's get into it. All right, let's go, babies. All right, guys, of course, this is what we're looking at. This is where I'm getting it from, LTL. There you go. All right, thank you. You know what to do if you haven't already done so. This is where I'm getting it from. This is, of course, Officer Nunez. This is the first officer on scene. Supposedly, what we were told. To me, again, the more I watch this, the more I think to myself, this is not real. This is a reenactment. Why? A couple of reasons, and we're going to get into them. And there's a couple of questions I'm throwing out to everybody here. And what I'm looking for here is I want informed opinions about what I'm asking. All right? Informed opinions because I don't know for sure, and that's why I'm asking. So, all right. So, what are we looking at? Of course, we know what we're looking at. We're looking at them huddled over there, right? This is not real to me. This is completely not real. The more I watch it, the more it's not real to me. But we're going to start with this part. This is not real to me, guys, at all. There is no, first of all, guys, throughout the entirety there is no urgency. There is no hurry up. There is, you got to check on Maddie and Kaylee immediately. We don't know where they are. We don't know if they're inside the house. You got to hurry up. There is none of that happening on this video. Nobody is urgent. Nobody is rushing. Nobody is doing any of that. Again, to me, this is not real. No, but this is the first part here. This is with the first responders. First responders, right? Right? How many are we got? How many responders do we have? We have at least 6. We have 2 carrying things with them. The rest are they're just walking up. Okay? No urgency. We redact here. We should not be redacting this. This should not be redacted. There's a reason why this is redacted, and it's absolute bullshit, Moscow police. This conversation that we're having with this first responder, this should not be redacted, but it is. You know why? Because A, number one, this is not real. B, again, this is a reenactment. And D, whatever. This is the reason why this is redacted is we don't want people hearing what we're telling the first responder here. That's for sure. Why? Why are we redacting this? How many crime scene videos have you and I watched? How many have you noticed we're redacting what we're telling the first responders? This is utterly important. Why? There is no hurry. Officer Nunes knows already that he is not going to send them in. Officer Nunes is not qualified. Okay? Correct me if I'm wrong here, guys. This is why I'm asking. Moscow police should not be the ones to make the determination if all 4 people are dead. But yet, here's what we're doing. We are making the determination ourselves before Idaho State Police even shows up on scene. Within the first 5 to 10 minutes, we are already telling first responders, don't even bother to go inside the house. Right? Right. That's another reason why we're redacting this. What we're saying to the first responders. Watch. It's all blacked out. He's talking to them. There's at least 5 or 6 of them. Look at this. 4 over here. There's 7 of them. 7. Nobody is doing anything. Nobody is in a hurried state. We got Hunter Johnson walking up. Jack Decor. Fuck you. We have Jack Decor now walking up like a complete schmuck. We got Dylan going into her theatrics, all in succession here. This is not real. This is not real. This is not real. First of all, again, we should not be redacting what we're talking to the first responders about. That should not be redacted at all, Moscow police. Nope. And Nunez, you are not fucking qualified to say beyond a reasonable doubt that Kaylee, Maddie, Xana, and Ethan were dead. You don't even bother to send in the first responders to confirm your theory. You take it upon yourself, with no forensic medical training at all, to make the determination that there's nothing that could be done with them on your own. You don't have the trained paramedics making that determination, like we see in just about every other fucking homicide case. Right, Moscow? I hope you're listening. This is nonsense to the nth degree. This is complete insanity. This is not real, what you're trying to perpetrate here. And if it is, everybody involved in this case should be investigated, because this is beyond insanity. You are going to have the first responders go into that house, regardless of how you feel. You are going to have them determine if there's nothing that can be done for them. All four of them. By the way, when Idaho State Police does arrive on scene, Kaylee is still aspirating on her own blood. What does that mean? That means blood is still coming out of her mouth. Yeah. Air bubbles. Lungs. She's still aspirating on her blood, but yet we don't send any paramedics in to check on her. Nobody. Not one first responder is allowed to go into the house to check on them. Why? You sons of bitches. You are dirty, rotten, corrupt, pathetic, disgusting, gross people. This is ridiculous. Then we have a succession. We turn the paramedics away. No, we're not needed. I have no medical training to know that. None. Kaylee is still aspirating on her own blood. Excuse me. She is. It's in the documents, baby. This is before Idaho State Police arrives. Once Idaho State Police arrives on scene, we have another report about Kaylee aspirating on her own blood. That's still going on. So she must have been aspirating on her blood for how long? At least 8 hours? Now, guys, tell me what you think. Is that normal? And also, though, we don't send first responders in. For all we know, one of them could have been still alive. Barely, but possible. But do we do anything to confirm or to rule it out? Not one fucking thing. Everybody involved in this case, Moscow Police, Idaho State Police, especially both of you two agencies, everybody involved in this case needs to be investigated at the highest level. And that includes Thompson and everybody else involved on the prosecution side. I have never seen anything like this. You have not either. This is not real. This is a reenactment. And if it is real, this is the worst fucking thing I probably have ever seen in my life, guys. You know it. Look, even if there's nothing you could do for them, you are still going to send the paramedics in to make that determination. You are not going to take it upon yourself. Fucking Nunez, you cocksucker. You are not going to take it upon yourself to make a decision that all 4 of them are dead. Not when you still have one aspirating on her own blood. Okay? I'm just saying. Here's what you're going to do. You are sending them in anyway, regardless of what you think and feel. That's all I wanted to say in this one, my loves. I was going to get into Murphy more and that nonsense, but I feel we're going to leave it right here. And I want you to think about this, and I want you to tell me what you think about it, all right? I want your opinion on it. It's quite absolute bullshit, isn't it? Yeah, it is. And Moscow, I hope you burn in hell for this. I have never seen a case where one lone fucking rookie cop who has no experience in a quadruple homicide case decides to take it upon himself to call off the first responders. Have you ever seen anything like that in your life? All right, bye-bye. I love you, babies. We'll talk real soon. All right, I hope you like that one. All right, bye-bye.